Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Mark Major Show. Thanks for tuning in, clicking in, tapping in, however you chose to insert me into your lives. Today we're going to be talking about the new Coheed album, Bullying, the Amanda Todd story, some hockey news, and of course the Apple event coming up next Tuesday, October 23rd. Please let me know what you think of the Mark Major Show in the comments below, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whatever you choose. First up, Coheed. My favorite band of all time is Coheed and Cambria. They just released a new album on October 9th called The Afterman Ascension. Fantastic new album, great beats, highs, lows, everything you can imagine. Great stuff from the new Coheed. Their previous album, Year of the Black Rainbow, was a little too complex for me to comprehend, but this one is a lot more musical and flows way better. I've listened to it so much it's like an old friend already. It's going to be a double CD. They're originally going to release it as a double CD. They decided to delay release. So this one's called The Afterman Ascension. It was released October 9th. The next one's going to be released in February 2013 called The Afterman Descension. The great thing about Coheed is it's uplifting. It's uplifting, it's anthemic, it's happy, stressful music. You can listen to it while you work out, or you can listen to it while you're sitting around with your friends dissecting the inner complexities of Coheed. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Mark Major Show. Thanks for tuning in. This is the Afterman, Coheed, and Cambria. That's the new Coheed and Cambria single, The Afterman. A ballad, which is different from the rest of their music, which is metal, kind of hard rock type stuff. The vocals are awesome. A little bit like Geddy Lee, the guy sounds like. Check it out, Coheed and Cambria, The Afterman. On a completely unrelated note, I recently quit smoking. I'm 6 weeks clean. I never felt better. My head is clear. My lungs feel great. I got more energy. It was a hell of a road, though. 3 weeks of hell. I was suicidal and angry and depressed and happy and sad. The whole deal. The only thing that kept me going through was coffee. Coffee is my savior. I'm sitting here right now sipping at Timmy's. Coffee is the best. Okay, unfortunately, we have to address the terrible issue, the Amanda Todd story, the bullying issue in high schools and other things like that. Okay, I got to be righteous here, but the only reason the Amanda Todd story made national was because she was a cute, tiny teenager who everyone would like to picture naked. The story goes she sent around a half nude or a nude of her texted to someone, and it went around the entire school, and everyone was teasing her about it. So she was so depressed about that, she decided to take her own life. It's a terrible thing. The suicide is not funny, it's not happy, it's bad. The only thing is, I just wish that the Amanda Todd story, I wish that other stories would get as much national attention as the Amanda Todd story. There's many, many people out there who are going through a lot worse things than being bullied at school. You know, no one thinks of that twice raped woman in her 30s with two kids who's struggling to make it by, and then she just can't cope and kills herself. That shit doesn't make the news. It's depressing, but it's true. And the reason it doesn't make the news is because people don't like to think about it. People don't like to reach for stories like that because it's not relatable. Everyone can relate to being bullied and teased. It's just part of life. The thing is, bullying is not new. It's not going to go away, but it's changing. It's changing so that the kids who call kids bullies are the bullies themselves. It's amazing how everything kind of goes full circle. So imagine this: there's a 10-year-old and a 9-year-old walking down the halls, passing each other. The 10-year-old goes, "Hey, you quit being a bully to that girl," and then punches him in the face and slams his head into the locker. Well, the bully's calling the other kid a bully while bullying him. So it's so messed up. You know, it's hard to keep track of all this stuff. The only thing you can do is try to be open and honest with your kids and tell them, hey, you know what? It's not the end of the world. If someone hits you in the face, you hit them right back. And, you know, don't go running to the teacher. Don't go running to the principal. Just do the right thing and smack them right in the teeth. That's just my theory. I'm a dude. A lot of other people have different theories about how to handle conflict. That's one of them that I imagine works well and has for generations. All right, on to other news. We're going to talk about hockey, the NHL lockout. It seems as though the lockout is still on as of this date, October 19th, 2012. However, there's an end in sight. There was a press release by the NHL Owners Association trying to make the Players Association look bad by making a very reasonable proposal in the media. It was quite a genius move on Bettman's behalf to try and make the NHLPA look like the bad guys, but the agreement is still tentative. Nothing has been reached yet. In the agreement put forth by the NHL, the maximum contract length would be 5 years for the players. So none of this Crosby stuff. 7-year contract, he plays for 3 and gets paid for all of them. That pisses me off more than that. See that guy at Timmy's every time I see that guy every time I go into Timmy's. Excuse me, and it annoys me. Tentative back to work date for November 2nd, 2012, for an 82-game season. Looks like it might happen. We'll see. I think there's supposed to be an agreement by the end of the weekend, whether the NHLPA accepts the agreement put forth by the NHL or not. The CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, would be for 6 years with an option for an additional 7th. I'm not going to get into the financials. I wikied it and I read something about it and I nearly vomited. So it's something like $60 million cap, $60 to $75 million cap per team, and then revenue sharing of 50. I'm going to puke all the money hanging around. $422 billion a year business, professional sports in the United States. And they're just bitching and whining back and forth. Pisses me right the fuck off. But hey, I like watching it, especially football. I'm a huge football fan. I like the NHL too. And, you know, it's comfortable. We've had it forever. So I'd like to see it again or still. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Mark Major Show. Thank you for listening. The final topic is the Apple event, October 23rd, Tuesday, next week. Planned to be released is the iPad Mini, the Mac Mini, and the MacBook Pro Mini. The iPad Mini will be probably a 7 to 8 inch tablet with varying levels of space and data speeds. The Mac Mini is probably going to be just an upgrade of processor and RAM and hard drive. They always come out with a server edition, which is ironic to me how they make a compressed computer and then come out with a server edition. Anyway, and then the MacBook Pro Mini, which will just be a MacBook Pro, that will be a 13.5 inch screen. The iPad Mini price point is scheduled to be around $250 and up. The reason I say and up is because there's supposed to be so many different iPad Minis, one with 3G, one with 4G, one with LTE. I realize those are pretty much the same thing. Different storage capacities. They're announcing there possibly might be an 8 gig storage, which is less than what I have on my iPhone. So 8 to, let's say, 64, and then, whatever else they come up with, varying spaces and stuff like that. So the iPad Mini is going to be announced. It's just a matter of a price point, a starting price point, and then, like I said, and most of the time the sky's the limit for stuff like that. If you have the money, I said you get the more storage. I have 16 gig on my iPhone 4S, and it's just not enough. I'd like to put some videos on there. However, I'm a big music fan, so there's no room for music and movies. I also like to keep some room for pictures and video, just in case I come across a bear shitting in the Pope's house, or I forget how that joke. The Pope shitting in the bear's house, or I don't know, something like that. Anyway, this is the Mark Major Show. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope you do click on me again in the near future. Much love, much peace, and much excellence.